Everybody, welcome back to the Thomas Gallery with another discussion, rant, speech, whatever you want to call it. All right, today's subject is artistic styles. Okay, now when I say style, I simply mean how a person designs whatever they create, and a person's style can come from many places. It can it can be due to cultural aspects. Different cultures have different styles when it comes to how they interpret their art. For instance, we may have a Japanese painting that deals with a lot of watercolors. You can also go to the Renaissance era. You can talk about the impressionistic era, a more contemporary, more Art Deco, well, things of nature, different art styles. You have the style that's more popular in the comic books, depending on whatever you're talking about in comic book terms. There are different drawing styles there. But just about styles in general. Now, speaking for me personally, obviously, my style was influenced heavily by the comic books that I used to read growing up. X-Men, Superman, Batman, things like that. The popular ones everybody know about now. When I was a kid, I was reading those comic books, and that particular style, the very muscular Greek god type of physique. Everything was muscular. All the muscles were pronounced, and the bold lines. Excuse me. The bold lines in the drawings. Me growing up reading comic books heavily influenced me. So much so that I still put it in my drawings today. If you look at a lot of my drawings, they still have that same feel to it. Also, I love photography. I'm not a photographer. I'm not a photographer. I've never taken a photography class. I should though. I'm interested in it, but just never have. I've always wanted to be as accurate to real life as I possibly could. So if I see if I see a piece of clothing that where it's a shiny material, when I go to draw it or recreate it in the drawing, I personally want to see if I can make it look identical to that item as close as I possibly can. Also, heavily influenced by the Renaissance period, Michelangelo's drawings, which is pretty much where a lot of the comic book characters come out. Their design come from. It comes from those Renaissance drawings. The muscular build, the pronounced muscles, the muscular structure, things of that nature, and that heavily influenced me. When it came to my paintings, I was heavily influenced by the Impressionist period. You know, Monet, all those, the Impressionist period with the very colorful, the colorful paintings, the colorful works of art. We see a lot of floral colors, a lot of pastel colors. That heavily influenced me. So when I make a painting, I have that in my mind. So a person's style really is based off the influences. A lot of influences have reached a subconscious level, and it just comes out in their work. So if you look at also my brother, who is also a painter, is also an artist, Damon Stevenson, one of my favorite artists. I'm influenced by his work. Right? When I see a painting of his, it inspires me to create. And sometimes I take from him, I take from different artists that influence me, and I put them into my artwork. So that's usually where a person's style comes from. That person's style usually comes from various inspirations. It's never just one thing. It's usually a little bit from this place, a little bit from that person, a little bit from that time period, a little bit from that region, and just put them all together, and you have a person's style. So the expression is, all artists are thieves. That's pretty much what it means. All artists take bits and pieces from their inspirations and put it into one. And then when they produce a work, you will see those multiple influences, right? So if you want to develop a style, just think about the people that inspire you and take a little bit from them and put them all together with your own flair, your own personality, your own thought process, your own reasoning, your own point of view of your environment, and put it into your work. And in turn, as time goes on and you develop your talents more and more and more, you will develop your own style. That will be yours and yours alone, that can distinguish you from other artists. Okay? So take that little piece of wisdom, learn from other people, learn from other artists, other cultures, put them all together, and when you create, you will come with a product that is distinctly yours. All right? Peace.